Hello. Hello. Hi, the music you just heard Joe play through for the second time signals that it's time to come and take your seats, please. If we could wrap up our conversations, please, and take your seats.
If you can hear me, raise your hand. All right, we're going to try to start worship now, so please make your way to your seats.
All right. Got a rowdy crowd today. Good. Good morning and welcome. Welcome to San Gabriel Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Whether you're here with us in the sanctuary or watching from home, hello from home, we are so glad that you're here. My name is John, and my pronouns are he, him. I've only been active in the church for about a year now, but I couldn't be happier with this, my church home. San Gabriel is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association. There are over 1,000 UU congregations in the United States. All of us together are working for a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. Sustaining each other in community is the first step down that long road of that important work. If you would like to know more about us and learn about our upcoming events, please go to our website and sign up for our newsletter. We are especially excited to welcome new visitors and hope you will join us for coffee and conversation after the service. Please know that whoever you are, wherever you're from, whomever you love, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Jami Yandle. My pronouns are they and them, and I have a few announcements. The first one, please volunteer, or please, if you're coming to the volunteer thank you brunch, please RSVP so that folks know how many people to make breakfast tacos for, also breakfast tacos. So please come to that. And there's a few other things. There's a Texas climate change lecture and a lot of other things happening because as usual, we're very busy. So if you didn't grab one of these when you first walked in, please grab one so you can come to all the events. This chalice lighting is by Kimberly Ann Carlson. We are a people of memory. As inheritors of our ancestors' legacy, we hold their stories tenderly, gleaning wisdom from diverse journeys, united in hope for the future. Guide us to trust and love as we kindle this flame together. And our opening hymn is number 301, Touch the Earth, Reach to the Sky, in the gray hymnal. Please rise and body your spirit. The lyrics will be projected.
The words for the call to worship are by Kirk D. Lodeman Copeland. We are called to gather together in worship as a beloved community. We are called to set aside distractions and anxieties that we might touch deeper springs and be renewed. We are called to seek and to share comfort for the hurts that afflict. We are called to desire more love, more justice, and life more abundant. We are called to truth, to desire, to humility, and to courage. Let us answer the call with the yes of our lives. Our affirmation is an expression of our covenant with one another. Please read after me. The words will be projected. There they are. The doctrine of this church is love. The quest of truth is its sacrament. Service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace. To seek knowledge in freedom. To serve humanity in fellowship. To the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with one another. Karina?
I feel I will always disappoint that there will never be a little dog in this wonder box. Welcome to the Wonder Box moment. My name is Karina Whitaker-Lewis. I serve as your Director of Religious Education, and my pronouns are she, her. And this is a time for us to be curious together because we value learning and growing together. So, you are welcome to shout out a guess as to what might be in this wonder box today, and I'll shake it, but I'm doing it kind of gently, so that might be a hint for you because it's a bit fragile this morning. Anybody have any ideas what might be in here? Yes? Glass, something glass that's definitely fragile. Porcelain, anything? An egg, yeah. Anything else? Frog. I'd be gentle with the frog. Or a dog, not a dog. All right, we'll open it up. And if you can see what this is, it's a very tiny little nest that my mother found. It's a hummingbird nest. Really special. And yeah, I keep it in a safe space most of the time because the kids love to look at it. What does that make you think of, a little nest like this? Any thoughts? Springtime? New life, yes. Calm, home, comb. All right, let's see what our story has to tell us about nests.
If I Never Forever Endeavor, written and illustrated by Holly Mead, published by Penguin Random House. I won't know if I can't. I won't know if or whether a flight I might fly, should I choose to not ever give it a try. On the one wing, I could try and find that I flap and I flail, flounder and plummet, look foolish and fail. On the other wing, I could try and take flight, rise high and float free, sail through the trees. If I did endeavor and found my wings clever, I could see the world. Or get lost in it. My nest is so nice, the nicest of nests. Who needs to fly, ever? I think I'll forget all about this endeavor. But look there. If I don't fly, I won't know what it is to swoop low or soar high, or what it's like to pluck a sweet bug from the sky. I won't know how it feels to scallop the air with a dip and a glide, or float alongside a friend. Sigh. I suppose I could try a little flap, a flutter or two. Flutter, thwack, thud, thump, flap, flutter, flap, flap. Fly. Look at me, I'm dipping and gliding and daring and flying. If I hadn't endeavored and found my wings clever, I never a sky would have skilled, never a world would have seen, and never a friend would have found. Friends of a feather, I say endeavor and fly. The end.
I actually had to read that one through a few times. The poetry is actually quite complex. Picture books are truly not just for kids, are they? Some would say that a bird learning to fly is inevitable, but I like the idea of deliberation and the decision to make a literal leap of faith. How much of our own traditions, our own UU theology, encourage us to growth and change? Is the UU status quo actually continual transformation? I look forward to Reverend Jay's thoughts on this. And in the back, we have some nest-making activities, as well as the little kits for those of you who would like to keep your hands busy while you listen.
The past is never dead. It's not even past. This quote has been used a lot over the years in talking about race from President Obama and talking about systems, but always in topics involving people. In his novel, Requiem for a Nun, William Faulkner casually drops this line as the two characters, Stevens and Temple, are discussing what Temple defines as a scandalous past. Temple's belief rests in her self-defeatism. Stevens' motive rests in the notion that the stories of the past not only affect the present, but can help change the future. This week, I shared with our San Gabriel board some harrowing news from the UUA Transitions Office. The past is never dead. It's not even past. Echoes around in my head as the news of the state of things in our UU world are settling in with me, and they will now settle in with you. Now, I could stand up here and give you a flowery sermon about trees, puppies, and other things, and I have before, and don't worry, I will again. But that's not the totality of my occupation, nor what I suspect you hired me for. And most importantly, I respect you too much to lie to you about the facts. And here they are. The facts as quoted from the Transitions Office, having just finished up their interim search period, communicated this as follows. Specific to Unitarian Universalism, the biggest gap, as is often questioned, is not a slew of new retirements. The biggest gaps are new ministers going into ministries that are not congregationally based. This is followed by a jump in ministers deciding community ministry, chaplaincy, and social justice ministries are more likely to be rewarding than congregational ministry. For years, the Transitions Office would hear from about 25 to 30 newly fellowship ministers looking to consider congregational ministry. The last 2 years, it's been 5 ministers, then 8. While this isn't exactly news, the cold, hard facts of the numbers are eye-opening. Why? Well, because the vastness of the large decline, which is the same thing that's happening in many other careers. And it's preventable, and there are reasons why it's happening. So, at the onset of the Great Resignation in spring 2021, the most cited reason among respondents of the McKinsey survey for why they quit their jobs is feeling uncared for by managers and tense relationships with colleagues. In congregational life, it translates to minister burnout due to working too many hours at their congregation or having too many part-time jobs to make ends meet, resulting in no day off. Or the congregation is lay-led, resulting in folks getting burned out, with the same person often doing more than one job. Or there is a toxic culture in staff, the board, and other leaders, and it leaks into the congregation, creating cycles of harm and damage that are often hard to untangle for many years afterwards. It's a story as old as time. The past is never dead, it's not even past. But what if we interrupted this narrative? What if we treated each other and what we are doing here differently? Reverend Kimberly Debus posited such questions in one of her blog posts recently. The blog is titled Hold My Chalice, and she really gets into the nitty-gritty of church life. She asks, what if we didn't pounce on visitors or get them involved right away, but let them find out what they needed from us first? And if you are a visitor here today, or fairly new, do you know why you are here? And can you articulate what you are looking for? And if not, will you trust us to help you find it? What if we saw our congregations as places that can save and change lives for the better rather than social clubs? What if congregations did not put all of their worship programs and meetings on Sunday morning? A time when many young adults cannot attend because they are working, and many children can't come because they are otherwise scheduled by sports and school events. What if we were collectively less afraid of conflict, less afraid to confront bad behavior, less afraid of being truthful with those in the congregation we consider our friends? And what if we actually sought different solutions to new problems we face, rather than insisting that the answers we follow are found 20 years ago for a completely different but related problem will most certainly work this time? What if we let go of the stories that keep us angry, upset, sad, ineffective, making the same mistakes over and over again, and started telling a different story of who we are? What if we understood that Unitarian Universalism is a simple faith, but not an easy one? What if we just stopped for a moment and started doing things more generatively? What if we slowed down? What if we stopped trying to help every single person or show up for every single action or tried to shove all of the events we can possibly do in a singular church calendar and instead focused ourselves onto one or two major things in an effort to not exhaust the resources and the valuable people we do have in our beloved community? I would add perhaps, and this is the most important question for the moment, what are reasonable expectations of ourselves, of others, of ministers and staff, of institutions and systems during this time? Faulkner, years later, was right. The past is never dead because we are either repeating the same mistakes of our ancestors or we are cleaning up after the mistakes of our ancestors. But here's the good news, and I promise you I do have some. The one successful and thriving thing that all congregations have in common is pretty simple in theory: a sense of missional imperative of Unitarian Universalism and a thriving fellowship program. It means we understand the work we have to do is bigger than us, And the only way to do that work is to do it together. It means we create opportunities to come together beyond Sunday morning. And I don't want to brag, but San Gabriel, you're already doing this. Many of us have left the nest of our cradle religions in an effort to fly higher and further. I'm guessing that's why you're here. And what I see in you is some kind of magic that I am happy to be a part of. You are creating a sanctuary here at this time when we all need it most. You understand the values of Unitarian Universalism and what it means to take care of your neighbor. So while Unitarian Universalism goes through this moment in time, I truly believe, which is why I always say every Sunday, that San Gabriel is here to stay, no matter what may come our way. Amen and blessed be. Our next hymn is number 114, Forward Through the Ages. As we prepare for joys and sorrows, let us settle into our seats. Let us give the gift of attention. Deep breaths. We invite stillness into this moment. So if you have a joy or a sorrow to share, I will come around with the mic. Just raise your hand, and John will drop a pebble in for each joy or sorrow.
Hi, I'm Fran Holt, and my joy has been all the beautiful wildflowers that I see all around us. This has been a spectacular year for them, and I'm very appreciative.
Hi, I'm Walt Holt. This week we put a temporary fence, which ran 180 feet, for the kids in the far home that we have. Both Spoon and Chuck put together a grant, and this is a temporary rental right now. But anyway, Woody, Rob Burkhoff, Ron, Diane Dancer, who was a great team player, and myself managed this in the heat. And anyway, we're off and running now.
Michelle, I'm going to make my way back to you.
My name is Kay Sanders, a longtime member of the Native Plant Society and the Habitat team. We're the gardeners who grow the flowers and tend the flowers. So my joy is nature, and if you'd like, I'll be by the fence at the end of the sidewalk by the little house. There's an extraordinary flower on a vine there that I want you all to see.
Speaking of the Habitat team, we are delighted to see Tom Robertson and Jan back in our midst. Tom has been doing some serious recovery, so be sure to give him a hug after service today. It also reminds me of those that we don't see here in our midst, some because of medical issues. So I'm thinking of folks like Lynn Ellis and Linda Mueller's husband, Hans, Paula Sanders, and Francis Reiser. So think of those that are not with us, lift them up in your hearts, maybe send them a card.
I have a joy. My household is busy. I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old, and we have been in serious deliberation about a pet. We're two busy parents, and so we finally caved, and we got a it's lion-headed bunny. There we go. And it looks like a cross between some kind of weird breed of a guinea pig and a llama and a dog. So a lot of people are like, what is that? And his name is Jasper, and he's 1 year old. And my 8-year-old will not leave his side, so that's been really cute to watch. Anybody else? Okay. Let us take a deep cleansing breath and exhale. For the joys shared, we join together in celebration. For the sorrows and the concerns, we feel empathy and compassion. For all that remains unspoken, may the caring of the community offer a space of deep kindness and care.
We take an offering each week to sustain this space we call home and to support the work of our fellowship. Please give generously as you are able. If it's your first time with us today, no need to worry about contributing. Your presence is our gift. The offertory music, and this is interesting, is Estrellita and La Paloma, songs that were taught to Joe by his father, who learned it from Joe's grandfather. Estrellita was played by Joe's grandfather at Joe's parents' wedding and played by Joe and Jan at the funeral service for Joe's mother. So a long history of this song. The offering will now be gratefully received, and we thank you.
Joe is literally a one-man show this morning. We close our sacred time together when we extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the chalice inside of our hearts, which serves as a beacon of hope. Emboldened by its blaze, we are reminded that our strength as prophetic and powerful people is found when we come together at San Gabriel, which is here in Georgetown to stay, no matter what may come our way. Our postlude is Sunrise Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof, and please feel encouraged to hang out and have coffee and snacks after the service.